my roses while I'm here. Rather be loved than feared. Don't really know what's up from here. Just speak up now and save your tears.
So a little over a year ago, I gave you guys a 3-year update on my Hoya macrophylla variegata. And this is what she looked like back then. This plant got a lot of attention on my social media, had it going crazy. And if you guys liked the way it looked back then, you would really definitely love the way that it looks now, because this plant has grown tremendously and it's grown so much. I don't know what else to do with her. She does no longer fit on her trellis, so that is why she is one of the first that I'm going to cut. Which brings us to what she's looking like today. Look at her in all her growth and all her beauty. Yes, and the variegation is popping. Who Hoya macrophylla look like mine? Nobody's. But yes, she is pushing out all kind of growth points, and she has become so full and lush. She has a few damage issues on some of her leaves, as we all know, because we talked about that. Like I said, new growth. This is what that is. Look at the back side. Not only is her front foliage beautiful, but her backside is just as beautiful. I love the detail, and it looked like painted. It looked like the backs were painted. And yeah, some of the leaves got a little damage. I just wanted to show y'all overall what she looks like. If y'all know what that's from, let me know. Now let's get into this cut. There is 2 sections that I want to remove from this plant. This first section is up here at the top. I will be removing that. Just like that. And that's a nice cutting. Now there's the second branch that I think I'm going to remove as well. It has a 2-leafer on it. I'm just going to clip it right there. Come on now. Was I nervous or what? Okay, there we go. And yes, that turned out to be a nice, beautiful cutting. So I did end up with 3 cuttings. I went ahead and decided to root them in perlite. Here I am putting perlite in the little reservoirs that I plan to root these cuttings in. And I'm just going to go through the process of showing you how I do that. And I just go ahead and stick it right in there. And that's his home until it gets some roots and get established. And I'm going to do the same thing with the last 2 remainder cuttings and set them in a bright sunny place and hope for the best. Now with the 2 larger cuttings, I decided I wanted to go ahead and stake them up with some type of stick or trellis to give them some type of support, because they were longer cuttings and I didn't want to chop them up to be smaller. So I just decided that, hey, let's put them on trellis for some good support, and here I am doing that. Now for the most part, I think taking these cuttings was the best thing for this plant. She will be pushing out new growth and becoming much fuller, so at some point I don't think she's gonna be able to live on the trellis that she's living on. So yes, these are her little offsprings that she has now produced. Next up is my Hoya Crinkle 8. I know y'all haven't seen this plant in some time, but yes, she has definitely grown and she's looking pretty good. I know y'all saw that splashing. Let me know if y'all Hoya Crinkle 8 splash like that as well, or if I got some rare genetic going on. But anywho, I think this plant is really pretty, and I just wanted to take 2 small cuttings from this plant right in this section here and down here in this lower section. And that is all, because I just want her to continue to grow. So that was that. And here's her new look. I really didn't have to do too much with her. Next on the chopping block is my Hoya carnosa. Now this plant, this started out as a Crimson Princess, but the princess reverted somehow. She did not give me any variegation, so here I am with this carnosa. Now at first I thought I was just going to cut her twice, but I went on ahead and decided to cut her 3 times to give her an even layout. She is much smaller now, but that's okay because she's gonna fill out perfectly fine and look real good. So moving on to the Hoya carniana, aka Eskimo. Now this is a blend of both, as we talked about in one of my last videos. So she's trailing a bit too much, so I'm just going to have to chop her down. And yes, I was able to get a cutting from both sections of this plant. So I do have a little bit of Eskimo and the original carniana as well. So I chopped off a huge amount of that and still left no crumbs. Still looking bomb. Last but not least, my Hoya pubic calyx super splash, and she's extra splashy. She did used to have a sunstress pink to her, but that has reverted since then. But that splash has not gone anywhere, and it's really silver. But yes, I wanted to give her a few clippings herself. Not too much, just maybe 1 or 2. And that is about it. I didn't want to do too much because I like her fullness. I think I went on ahead and cut her 3 times. And that was that. But still left her full. Still left her with trailing vines. And this is all that I was left with at the end of the day. After potting everything up until it's perlite so that it can root, this is what I was left with. I'm gonna have some great success, hopefully, with all these cuttings. If I don't become attached, I do plan to sell. You can hit me up on my Instagram and my DM if you are interested. And until next time, enjoy peace, spread love, and be blessed and happy growing.
I know I make the effort, I try to make it better. This life shit isn't eternal, I never become a burden. I know just how that can feel, I know that it can get real. But my squad all for the turn up, we getting money to come up. They really all know the deal, one goal is just to stay real.